Ree Drummond can pretty much cook anything and make us want to pull out a fork for a bite. The self-taught cook has built an empire around her culinary prowess. Drummond became synonymous with her Pioneer Woman moniker from her blog that started it all. She shared with USA Today that she never planned or imagined the success cooking would bring her way. She said, "I think that's part of why it's been so much fun, because it wasn't ever a direction I thought my life would head. Yet I'm still at home on the ranch and I'm able to do these things that I'm passionate about." But at the end of the day, it's Drummond's food knowledge that has our tongues wagging and mouth salivating. We love her perfect brisket, or when she shares her secret ingredient for her creamy potatoes. And of course, we can't help but get our taste buds fired up for Drummond's chicken fried steak with gravy.
Now, chicken fried steak is, of course, delicious, but it's not exactly what one would call a pretty dish.
When you can make pretty much anything, it begs the question, what does the Pioneer Woman order when she dines out at a restaurant? More importantly, what does she avoid ordering? In an interview with Delish, Ree Drummond shared that when she gets all dressed up and dines out, the one food she doesn't order is steak. However, she readily enjoys a good sushi roll. Drummond told the online outlet, "I love sushi, and I usually order it because it's the farthest thing from what I make at home. The last thing I'd order is steak. It's one of my favorite dinners, but we cook it all the time." It makes a lot of sense to us because one of the last things we would order up is Kraft macaroni and cheese. It's not that we don't love macaroni slathered in creamy cheese, but when you cook something with great frequency and you cook it well, no need to order it at a restaurant, right? Okay, maybe cooking up a box of Kraft mac and cheese and the Pioneer Woman cooking a steak aren't on the same level. It also seems pretty obvious that a woman who lives on a cattle ranch and cooks up ribeye steaks with cowboy butter might have some strong opinions about how others cook their steaks. If the Pioneer Woman won't order steak at a restaurant because she can make the perfect ribeye at home, the logical next question is, how do you cook the perfect steak? A quick search on the Pioneer Woman blog for the word steak brings up over 200 results. This includes one of her first ever blog posts, aptly titled "How to Cook a Steak." In the post, Drummond instructs readers to select a nicely marbled, boneless ribeye. She says to cook your steak over medium to medium-high heat, making sure that the pan is very hot before adding the meat. While Drummond prefers to cook steak on cast iron, it's not a requirement. As long as you're not using non-stick, everything should turn out fine. Drummond recommends seasoning the steak with seasoned salt and Lawry's McCormick lemon pepper, and using butter to grease your pan. For a 1-inch steak, Drummond says you'll want to flip it exactly at 3 minutes and 45 seconds. If you're using a grill pan, you can also rotate the steak after 1 minute and 45 seconds to create a classic cross-hatched pattern. The second side is the same as the first. Cook for 3 minutes and 45 seconds with an optional 1 minute and 45 seconds rotation. The result is a perfect medium-rare ribeye as good as any steakhouse would serve. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more mashed videos about the Pioneer Woman are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.